I have been building businesses since I turned 17. For 5 years, I've hired over 100 people and fired a lot. Today I'm going to tell you every mistake I made, every rule I learned, and exactly how to hire people who actually stay and actually produce results. But if you can't watch this video for 5 minutes without clicking off, I've got a bad news for you. You'll probably never grow your business. And the first mistake: hire don't solve problems when you're small. Here's the biggest mistake I made over and over again. I had a problem. Sales were down, marketing wasn't working, whatever. And my reaction was always the same. Let's just hire someone to fix it. That logic sounds smart, but can be completely broken. Because if you can't clearly define what results you want from that person, they literally cannot deliver it. Most founders set impossible goals for a new hire from day one, or they don't even know themselves how to achieve these goals. They're not deep enough into the problem, so they just push it to someone else. And this hire always fails. Here's the other version of this mistake. I have seen this many times constantly with technical founders. You love building, vibe coding, but you hate sales. You're just an engineer, a builder, so you think, I'll just hire a salesperson and they will figure it out. But here's the truth. If you have never solved this thing yourself, you can clearly explain its value to a stranger. No salesperson can save you. They will just struggle the same speed you would, just with a large salary burning in the background. So never hire to escape a problem. Hire when you want someone to do it better than you already can. Another mistake I made a lot. You don't clearly describe the role. You found the person, you hired them, you love them, then they show up one day, excited and ready to go, and then you sit down together and you realize you actually haven't thought through what success looks like for them. No clear KPIs, no motivation structure, no real job description, no SOPs. You just knew you needed someone for operations or someone for marketing, and you figured the details would work themselves out. They don't. That person starts guessing what to do. You get frustrated, they get frustrated, they're not delivering, but the failure was designed before they even started. And here's where it gets really painful. For example, the motivation piece. Imagine you hire a marketer. You agree they get a percentage of revenue growth. Feels fair, skin in the game. 2 months later, revenue doubles. Great, but when you look closely, it wasn't because of the marketer. Market timing, big referral, and something else entirely. So you think, this bonus structure doesn't make sense anymore. I will switch them to fixed KPI-based payment. And you go to that person, you change the deal. Do you understand what just happened? You changed the rules of the game after they already showed up to play. That the person feels cheated. And even if your logic is completely reasonable, trust breaks completely. Motivation collapses, and now you're managing someone who entirely check it out. This mistake is almost impossible to fix once it's done. So before you hire anyone, slow down. Actually design the role. Talk to founders who you ever hired for such position before. Talk to people who work in that function. And yes, use ChatGPT. Seriously, describe the problem, ask it to help you build KPIs, a compensation structure, and 90 days successful plan. It will surface things you haven't considered. Because when we are designing a role alone, we are too close to the problem. We miss things that are obvious for us, but not obvious for other people. And fixing a broken role designed after someone is already hired, after they build their life around those terms, is one of the hardest things you will do as a founder, believe me. So, get it right before they walk through the door. Third mistake: that interviews are a casino. Most businesses I've ever seen interview like they're gambling. They met someone, they like the vibe, they hire them, and then it turns out that person can't actually do the job. Basic mistakes, skills they never had, and you never checked, to be honest. Ask as many skill-based questions as you possibly can. Give real tasks. Don't just talk about experience. Make them prove it in front of you. But of course, you have to check vibe first, because without it, even with the good skills, it's not always a good candidate. But we will talk about this later. And this is especially critical when you're hiring your first marketing specialist, for example. A good interview actor is someone who sounds incredible but has never actually scaled a company. and it can cost you 6 months of growth. Test them, make them show you their pipeline from a previous job, ask them to work for you for 2 weeks as a test period, ask them how they will position your product to some segments of buyers right now in this room. But here's the other side nobody talks about. The interview is also a sales call. You're selling your company. If a strong candidate walks in, your job isn't just to check them, it's to close them, to make them want to work with you. And you can do that if you show up in a bad mood. Seriously, if you have a rough day, reschedule. Text them, hey, I'm not feeling great, can we push it to tomorrow? Because the energy you bring to the call, they feel it, and it determines whenever they choose you or someone else. Build a company brand even if you're small. To close great candidates, especially experienced specialists who have options, you need a company brand. I'm not talking about a $10 million office and a year bonuses. I'm talking about 2-page Google Doc. Create a document where on the first page write what you do and why it matters, results you have already hit, where the company is going in the next 12 months, a bit about a team, and most important, who you are as a founder and why are you building this company. Put that link in your job posts or send it to candidates before the interview. You have no idea how much that increases your close rate, because when a strong salesperson, marketing specialist, etc. is chosen between you and 5 other, companies with shit ton of money, you need to stand out, not just for clients, for your own team. Write down what makes working with you different, because the right person isn't always the most technical perfect candidate. Is the one whose goals align with yours. Real quick, if you're a founder and you're about to hire your salesperson, marketing specialist, or any other type of hire, one of the main reasons strong candidates choose another company over you is not your salary, it's not your equity, it's that the other company look more legitimate, more serious, their brand, their story, their pitch to candidates, it was just better. And that's totally fixable, completely fixable. We offer a free HR brand consultation where we look at how you're currently presenting your company to candidates and show exactly what to fix so you can hire best possible people on the market. Link for call with us in the description. This changed everything for me. Hire entrepreneurs. Not people who built a unicorn, but I mean people who have some business experience. A side project, a small venture, something they run by themselves. People who took end-to-end ownership of their problems. These people don't need you to hold their hand. They take a task, figure it out, and come back with results. They don't make excuses. They just take responsibility. And here's the thing. They don't always cost more. If your company fits their goals, they will join at a fair salary just to be a part of something they believe in. When you find someone like this, your company grows even while you sleep. My fifth mistake that I didn't understood: a culture fit beats skills. This one is not always obvious, but trust me, say you have 2 candidates. One knows Google Ads, Facebook Ads and Pinterest Ads. Everything you have in the list. The other knows Google Ads and Facebook, but has never touched Pinterest. But the second person, he fits your team perfectly. You felt this immediately. Hire the second one, every time. Because Pinterest, you can learn that on YouTube in a week. Culture fit, you can teach that. Culture is basically how similar you and your team are, how aligned. However, you hire should feel like they belong to that environment. Because misaligned hire, even a skilled one, will quietly drag the team down. And my 6th mistake, I hired HR. Don't do that if you want to stay lean. If you're building a small and efficient team, you want to keep it that way, so don't hire HR yet. HR job is to hire more people. That's literally what motivates them. More headcount, more open roles, more progress, more processes, like more salary. And if your goal right now is to stay lean and move fast, do the opposite. Don't hire the HR. And the mistake that costed me the most of my nerves is that I didn't set the rules on day one. I have forgotten this rule more times than I can count, to be honest. And every time it caused me problems, very big problems, and headache. So, on day one, set the expectations clearly. Just tell them, we have 2 months trial period. I need to be honest with you, if we don't fit well, we will go our separate ways. No hard feelings. Discuss the goals for a test period together. Make sure they are realistic. Make sure the person actually agrees to them. And set your culture rules very loud. If you start going backwards on commitments, we will talk about it, and if it continues, we will part ways. I will give you a great reference and support you, but that's how it works here. This isn't harsh. It's respectful for both of you and your employee. Because the alternative is awkward. Conversation 6 months later, guilt drama, and etc. But you don't want this, believe me. So just speak with person in the beginning and set the rules. That's it. Those are my real rules from over 100 hires. And if you're a founder and want to hire best candidates possible, book a free HR brand consultation, link in the description. Subscribe if this was useful. I post about building businesses and hiring the right people. No theory, just a real experience. My name is Ross. See you next time.